thing I don't like about this handy cam is I have no way of knowing if the battery is going to die on me.
It'll flash.
Yeah, it's supposed to flash now because it's supposed to be charging, but it doesn't do that.
Not flashing.
It's on green, so which means it should be on, if nothing else, it should be on line power. Or it should be charging, so I think it would be, it's like crazy. So, I got a spare battery, trying to get it charged.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I don't know yet. I try not to
Get ahead of yourself?
ruin the fun.
Okay.
What's up? Well, that's going to be kind of that way we can always, that way if we go with that baseline drawing, once I get from that what we can do is say, like, set up tables, blah, 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 leave off. It's so much easier to say, have shuffling through so many play by ear, but I said, we'll see if your summer drawing is basically just, we're just going to, on our drawing table, 24. Because I know you guys watch with the numbers in the summer. So for us, it's just, as long as we're following the same layout, I just need to know. I would change it.
Call meeting to order. Please remove your hats. Is anybody recording? Okay, shall we stand for a moment of silence and the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, it's nice to see you all here, so let's get on with our agenda. May we have the approval of the Board of Directors meeting, the minutes of January 18, 2023. So moved. Second?
I'll second.
Approved. Okay. Our board correspondence, Gil Metcalf.
This is from the Brookridge Social Dance Group. To the Board of Directors, Brookridge Social Dance Group is requesting an additional dance on Saturday, January 20th, 2024. This dance would be open to our residents and are requesting it to be open to the public. On Saturday, June 20th, we would need the north, middle, and south halls from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m., including the kitchen for setup and dance. Also on Sunday, January 21st, we would need the north, middle, and south halls from 10:30 to noon for taking down the decorations. All the above dates have been and times have been approved by Petrona. We ask that the monitor's hours be adjusted so overtime is not accrued. This letter represents our formal request to you for approval. Robert White, President. make a motion to allow Brookridge Social Dance to hold an additional dance on Saturday, January 20th, 2024, open to residents and public to use the north, middle, and south halls and the kitchen from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. for setup and dance. Also, Sunday, January 21st, north, middle, and south halls from 10:30 a.m. to noon 12 noon, to take down decorations, to adjust monitors and schedules so no overtime is accrued.
I'll second it.
Okay, the reason why is that they're asking for this a year ahead. The groups are asked to get their schedules in as quickly as possible so that they will be able to get the dates. And they have to book the entertainment early as well.
Any discussion? Okay, may I have a motion to accept? I'm sorry. Wrong. May I have a motion? I don't need one.
We need to vote.
Okay,
We need to vote on it.
you're right, Gail, so sorry.
Okay.
May I have a vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
The next one. The water aerobics class presently meets Tuesday and Wednesday mornings in the pool at 8:15. As of February 8th, the current leader has resigned. I, Sandy Lewis, have volunteered to step in and lead the class. We have approximately 15 regular members. To increase the membership, I would like to change the time of the class to 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock seems to be the ideal time to have class. More than one person I have talked with would gladly join if class the time is 9. Right now, the Monday, Thursday exercise class meets at 9, so this time change would not be a problem for anyone. Mike Green told me other people who frequent the pool at 9 o'clock have in the past complained about not being able to enter the pool during class. Over the last few weeks, I have monitored the number of people that come in at 9 and asked them personally if they would object to changing our class time. So far, no one seems to object. We welcome everyone to use the pool while our class is going on. My request before you, change our aerobic exercise time from 8:15 to 9 on Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay, I'll make a motion for discussion to change the start time from 8:15 to 9 a.m.
May I have a second? Discussion?
Yeah, I'll second it.
You want a second? Any discussion?
Yes.
Okay.
The reason why it was always at 8:15 was because there was many people that complained because the pool was in use from 9 to 10, Mondays and Thursdays, and on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, they would have to wait until 10 o'clock. I would like to ask, Mike, I hope I don't put you on the spot, but you are the supervisor. I just need to know before I make a vote on this. I want to be able to vote intelligently. Mike, excuse me. Excuse me. Mike, have you looked this over, and are you receptive to having it go to 9 o'clock? Because I know that you had talked about getting all of them at 8:15.
Looking at it for the community, I think it makes more sense to go with a consistent pool open time at 9 a.m. Pool's open from 9 AM till closing. 8 PM during the winter, 9 PM during the summer. Exercise classes could have a pool from 8 to 9. This way, people who can't go to the pool after, say, 11 or 12 o'clock, they'd be able to use the pool at a consistent time. We also have complaints because people want, because this is a vacation week, we've gotten many complaints about children being here. And we can't do special hours for them. And, you know, everybody wants to be in the pool, and that's a big problem. So personally, I think we need to relook at this for the entire community and look at what they want.
Thank you, Mike. Is there any more discussion?
Yes,
Okay,
I would like to rescind the motion until Mr. Green can review this further.
I'll accept that motion.
all in favor? May I have of rescinding? All in favor of rescinding? Okay, 4.
It's not a no. I can hear all of you, you know. It's not a no. It is a wait because he has to do more and he has to review this a little bit more. He's the one that hears the complaints, and I know it's been said that they don't really mind, but they're not gonna say no to the person that's doing it. They're gonna complain afterwards. And he has gotten complaints, and I would rather him just wait, and if everything is fine, next month, you know, if it's okay to change it, then we will certainly bring that back. It's not a dead issue, it just needs to be reviewed a little bit more. That's all.
The Monday and Thursday class, and that should be
That is,
equal time.
he is looking at everything. If you heard him, he said,
I did listen.
he said he would like to put all of them at 8 o'clock. And then at 9 o'clock, people can come into the pool, okay? So we haven't forgotten, he's saying all of them. Thank you.
Good evening. I hate to say this again, but I left my president's report on my computer, so I am going to wing my report tonight. I think my memory is pretty good. My first comment would go out to Mary Story, who had a question regarding some discrepancies in the profit and loss statements. I reviewed them, I did spreadsheets on them, and I have to agree with her. And I'll explain to you. Let me use May of 2022. You can run that report several different times. The report was run 3 times, and every time different accounts were different. I don't know why. We have to do some more research and try to find out what the problems are. I don't want to blame our bookkeeper. She took over a rather messy accounting bookkeeping. She's doing the best she can. I am honest. I don't have the exact answer. I've already contacted 2 different CPAs to try to get someone to come in and look at our accounts, our QuickBook. I asked a while ago if they would put QuickBooks on my computer. And they said they couldn't because I'm a resident. Today they came in and said they could. it's a little late now. So we're gonna keep working on it as long as I'm here and see what we can do. And Mary, I hope I answered your question the best I can. And I wanna say one thing, Mary, we're not running two sets of books. We're having a hard time running one, how can we run two? Okay? My next is Ken, mentioned there are new signs out on the boulevard. He said there were 2 signs down on the boulevard at 25 miles an hour. But yeah, we're saying we're not putting 30-mile-an-hour signs. Those signs are there because of possible problems for the residents to slow down. They're either going up a hill or around a curve. You'll notice when you come in, we have signs and it says 30 miles on the boulevard, 25 on the side roads, unless otherwise noted. So please adhere to those. I want to make a little comment. After the entertainment on the 9th, it was 9:30. I was going home. There was a bit of an issue near Dickens, which is my street on the boulevard. I was on the inside lane with my hazard lights on. 2 cars passed me on the right, speeding down the road. Don't bother stopping because, after all, we don't care what's going on with you. We're not looking out for our neighbors. That's just a little comment that I wanted to bring to all of you. The traffic committee that's been formed is completed. There will be no expense incurred. They are just going to be doing some researching on their own time. There's at no cost to us. So that's about all I have to say. And I do thank you all for coming. Okay. Carol, may I have your report?
I'm happy to announce that Greg Wagner has been promoted to Code Enforcement Lieutenant. We're also pleased to announce that Lee Katz has been hired to fill the Code Enforcement Officer position, and we hope to have Lee on board sometime this week. Patrona and I are working on planning the volunteer breakfast, which will be held in March at the clubhouse. We have had several concerns regarding the gate entry system, and we have met with the guards regarding these concerns. So what we did is we met with the guards, so we want to go over some of the things that they talked to us about. You as the residents need to set up gate entry and add your visitors to your list. If you have someone you don't want to be allowed in, or you feel they might be a threat to you, it is your responsibility to ban them on your account, because the guards won't know that unless you put them on. Gate entry is a visitor management system, and the guards are not law enforcement. So if someone comes in and says, well, I don't know where I'm going, or I don't have a driver's license, we can't do anything about it because they're not law enforcement. We can't arrest them. We can't say, well, you shouldn't be driving a car. If you have problems setting up your account, you can call the guardhouse for assistance. Just add somebody if you need to, or come down to the admin office. Anybody's there willing to help you. When the visitors come in, they are asked for the address of who they're visiting and then the visitor's first and last name. If the visitor is not on the list, the guard will add their name as a temporary visitor, such as an Uber driver or lawn care, and their name is automatically removed from the list at midnight. If a visitor comes in and does not have a designated destination, they are told to go out and call the resident. However, there have been times when the driver will just keep on going down through Brookridge. The guards do, and I'm getting a lot of complaints that, well, he wasn't on my list, you didn't call me. Well, that wasn't part of the program. The guards don't have time to call. So so please don't expect them to call you your responsibility and the visitor's responsibility to make sure that they have the information they need to let them in. At this time, the scanning for the driver's license is being used for home health workers, and we're still reviewing the issue of scanning driver's licenses for visitors and how that's going to work, and I need to, get more information on that. There have been comments in the community regarding the staff, the guards, not having adequate training, and that's not true. The staff is trained, and their training is ongoing to keep them up to date. There have been comments made that we have no security. Well, it depends on how you look at it. Many HOAs, like ours, employ unarmed security people who patrol the neighborhood, and they assist residents when needed. They're contacted if there's a problem. They can also go through and do violations in the community. I did want to mention that overall, the majority of the residents are very happy with Gate Century, and the guards feel this is a much better system. I know some of you aren't happy. Maybe we're not working out all the kinks, but really, with a community this big, this size, we're really doing well. So, like I said, if you have any problems, call me. I'll work with Gate Century on it, and I'll work with you. And we're going to have more meetings with the guards to see what we can do to make things better for the residents.
Thank you, Carol. Rosemary, may we have the church's report?
If you give me just a minute, I want to clarify something with Colleen. This is the treasurer's report, summary report for the month of January. Operating account ending balance, $704,000, $490.40. Assessments, $50,778.20. Fines owed, $67,377.66. Currently, we have 24 liens on file. Assessment income, $141,737.41. Fines, $1,100. Other income, $19,119, for a total income of $161,956.41. Our operating expenses, administration, $50,124.73. Facilities, $24,604.69. Public Works, $12,911.11. And Code Enforcement, $35,628.59, for a total expenses of $123,269.12. In the reserve account, we have $52,000, the deposit $52,770 for this month, for the month of January, for a balance of $2,323,679.74. Our reserve expenses paid out, coastal integration, which is our gate, $12,722. And landlocked pools, the final payment, $4,335. Paid out total $17,657. Under donated funds in our capital city account, $26,807.79. We received RV donation from the RV compound, $500. Beautification, $40.
and from the Expo in January, $1,870, for a total deposit of $2,410. Are there any corrections or changes to this treasurer's report? Okay. Next, we will have unfinished business, and we have Mr. Duncan.
Rosemary was reading out the financial summary. The total paid out.
Linda Walls, Unit 4. Total paid out under reserves. Rosemary says $17,657. My paper shows $17,057.
Any others? Okay, Mr. Duncan.
All right, I understand the last meeting when I was attaching the ACC guidelines together with the ACC application kit with the copy of the revisions. Evidently, I misstated it incorrectly, okay? What they would like to do is permanently attach to the ACC guidelines the ACC application and the revisions to the committee. We would also like to see the web page updated to reflect said changes so that everybody can see everything. The proposed motion is to permanently include the ACC application and the ACC revisions to the ACC book that is given to the community members.
Okay, you have to rescind the first motion, you have to go,
Okay, I misread, all right. I need to rescind the motion on February 7th asking that the application and revision sheets be permanently attached to the ACC guidelines. Do I have a second?
yes,
Any discussion? May we vote? All in favor?
aye,
All right, the new proposed motion is to permanently include with the ACC application and the ACC revisions to the ACC guidebook that is given to the committee members. We would also like to see the web page updated to reflect said changes at this time.
second motion,
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
aye.
Okay, passed. Okay, Gail, you're up next.
This topic is Brookridge 50th birthday. As some of you know, that this is the 50th year that Brookridge has been in business, so it's like our birthday. 50 years. It started in 1973, was the first, when it first became a community. And we'd like to plan a celebration to show how far we've come the past 50 years and to honor residents who have made a positive impact on our community in the last 25 years. So I'd like the board to form a committee to help with articles and festivities. I move for the board to form a committee to plan Brookridge's 50th birthday celebration.
Can I have a second? Can I have a second? Okay, Rosemary, any discussion?
I'd like to talk about it. Gail, we've tried this a couple times with a board change as like what we've got coming. I've sat up here for the last year. I think it's right that we hold this off till after the 15th, allow the new board to establish the committee, And here's the reason why, is because you're transferring hands of a project that is so virtually and vitally important to the membership. I think having two boards' hands delved into the thing could do nothing more than potentially cause problems. I'd like to see this tabled till the next board seats.
Any other discussion? Okay. Can we have a vote to, oh, Thomas?
Thomas Fleming, Unit 2. I'm all for having a celebration. My only concern is, how is it going to be financed? It's not in the budget.
We have, in the Brookridge BCPO budget, there is unallocated funds. And if it takes more than that, I'm sure that the committee will be asking the clubs. We have some clubs that are ready to help out. So that's where it would be mostly on donations.
Yeah, or like against the segment concerning the funding.
And that's why I didn't have it in here,
Thank you.
because it was a donation.
Thank you, Thomas. Can we have a vote on to go ahead? Now, all in favor?
Aye?
Opposed? Motion table.
Carol, is that the correct wording, is to table it for further? That's the correct motion. As some of you might know, we have a Rules and Regulations Committee. It's an ad hoc committee, and there was 12 people that were originally asked to be on the committee. They put in their resumes, their application, and we took all of them. And eventually there were 6 that decided not to partake. Some of them were sick, some of them moved back, and I believe I have a very dedicated ad hoc committee that have, at the beginning of the year, they were very much against everything Brookridge. They didn't understand that, they didn't like the rules. And throughout these last 7 or 8 months, they've come around, and their charge was to review every rule, see if there's something obsolete in there, if there's something that cannot be enforced, something that because of it's 2022, 23 now, that we need something more enforced. And to date, the ad hoc committee has put in 21 articles to be reviewed. The committee's had it since at least December. Some of them were in October. And a good thing is that they have them reviewed by our attorney to make sure that it was correct language. And there was about 8 or 9 that he had said yes to. I put some in, and I have 3 on the committee, on the board agenda. So they're very happy about that we can at least start to move forward. So the ones that are, the first one that we have is Rules and Regulations, Article 1, Section 2. Non-residents wanting to view golf course and or community. And does everybody have this, or just is that, perfect. Okay. And if you look at this section, there was a lot of things that were crossed out, and it was rewritten. And the ad hoc committee reviewed this rule with our governing documents, because I want to make sure that they understood that there are other parts to the rules. You have to make sure that they follow the deed restrictions, state statute, and things like that. So at the time, Captain Schubert was with us, and now that he's no longer here, I'm hoping that that somebody new will step up that can help us with code enforcement to make sure that that there's something here in case it can't be enforced or should be done. So when we reviewed this, you can see that we've asked it to stay with, to go non-residents wanting to view the community or golf course. When viewing the community, visitors must be escorted by licensed real estate sales agent or resident. To view the golf course, residents must contact the golf association because the golf course and the community are two separate entities. I gotta get back to that, I just want to read it first. Okay, so I make a motion to accept the Rules and Regulation Ad Hoc Committee's recommendation on Rules and Regulations, Article 1, Section 2.
I second.
Any discussion? Okay, may I have a vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Thank you. The second one is Rules and Regulations, Article 1, Section 6, open house sales and/or model displays. Again, the ad hoc committee reviewed, and Brookridge no longer has open house concept as we no longer have model homes for display. The second line is covered elsewhere in the Rules and Regulations. We reviewed with our deed restrictions, Captain Schubert and the attorney reviewed. There was no suggestions there, so I'll make a motion to delete Rules and Regulations, Article 1, Section 6, open house sales and/or model display.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, and if you look at this, this has been here in the last 12 years, 20 years. So, and that's part of the cleanup for the Rules and Regulations. So our explanation is Brookridge no longer has homes, models, or properties for sale or display. The second part is covered elsewhere. With the committee reviewed, with everything, we would like to delete Article 1, Section 6.
I'm waiting to get into this so I can ask for a vote. First of all, there was discussion. I asked for discussion. Thomas?
Thomas Fryman, Unit 2. I'm not attacking, but I have a question. You referenced the second line is elsewhere. Where is the second line?
I'm sorry that we didn't put it in here, but it is elsewhere, and we will get to that very soon as they come up.
Can I find out where?
I'll talk to you after, and I will check it out. Thomas, give me your email, if you can give her your email address, and then I will email you tomorrow morning.
Well, I think everybody would need to know where.
And then at the next meeting, we will have that information.
Okay.
Because that's what we're doing.
Okay, I understand what you're doing. It's
Okay,
just.
yeah,
it says
no, that's
elsewhere.
fine.
It says elsewhere, but you're not telling us where elsewhere
Okay,
is.
thank you, Thomas. And if you could give her your email, so I will give it to you.
Yeah,
and-
office has my email. They have it. Thank you.
Any other discussion? May we have a vote to accept? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
The third one is Rules and Regulations, Article 8, Commercial Vehicle Sign and Parking Rule. The rule is no longer needed. We reviewed this with all of the governing documents, Captain Schubert, and the legal suggestions. We would like to delete this as it is no longer needed, because it's covered under Article 8, Commercial Vehicle Vendor Rules and Regulations.
I'll second it. Any discussion?
And Thomas, you'll see that we have it there for this one. I don't know why I didn't do it for the first one. And our suggestion is to delete Article 8, commercial vehicle sign and parking room. My motion.
I do. We have discussion. Now I'm asking for a vote. All in favor? Aye. 4, motion passed.
3 down, many more to go.
Let's start with you, Ken, today.
I really don't have a whole lot. It's been a pleasure to work with the ACC for this following year as their liaison. Those gentlemen and ladies have worked their butts off to make sure that our documentation reads exact for exact. I would just like to thank them for enduring me and my personality, and I wish them the best of luck for the ensuing year.
Rosemary?
First of all, I'd like to thank all of those residents and guests who came to our Ladies of Brookridge We Love Our Veterans Tea. It was a success. People enjoyed themselves, the food was good, and we appreciate all your participation. The other thing is, because of the election next month, I won't be able to discuss this as a part of the veterans. On March 20th, there will be an information seminar conducted by the Veterans Committee with members from 708, that's the Marine Corps on Sunshine Grove Road. And they will be explaining the Guardian program, and it's at 10 o'clock. All veterans and their spouses and significant others are welcome. I'm going to refer to Gil for members' comments so he can further elaborate.
Thank you, Rosemary. Gail?
Yes. First of all, our unit reps. I heard tonight that we have a new candidate for one of the positions. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. How many do we need now? 2? One more. Okay. Anybody would like to think about that? You can go over to the table and just ask them. But really what it is, it's a welcoming committee, and you're going to learn who your neighbors are and to welcome new neighbors. Now, I know many of us that were years before didn't really get to talk to a unit rep. Nobody came around. But this group, you know, the last couple of years, they've changed what their position is. And it's really nice to welcome new neighbors, and it makes them feel good, that makes them feel welcome. Beautification Committee. Beautification Committee has been working to clean up the winter and what happened with the deep freezes we had. We lost a lot of plants. We thought we did, but a lot of them are starting to come up now. So they trimmed all of the brush off, and it's starting to look good in the front again. They're doing a lot of work in front of the administration office. They're planting flowers and such over here in the front of the clubhouse. So they are working really hard. And I have to tell you, we got 2 strong men that know about landscaping on there, and they have been so helpful because we only have a handful of people. And so I would encourage you to think about maybe spending an hour a month and helping to beautify Brookridge. Rules and Regulations Committee, as I said, they're working hard. They've gone through, I think, 3 more, which have to be passed in so they can go to the attorney for final review before we do the final draft to bring to the board. We meet every Monday, 1:30 to 3:30. At first it was 2 to 3:30, but this group is so dedicated, they asked if I could be there at 1:30, which is hard sometimes, but I make it. It's up here in room C? C, okay. Every Monday, 1:30 to 3:30. If you just like to see what it's about, you'll see that I really don't have much to do with it. It's those 6 people that are tearing the rules apart and putting them back together. And I'm very proud of all of them. Oh, yeah, what's the date on that? Well, why don't you go on? I'll get that to you.
Okay, Gil's gonna find, a date and tell us about, a little more about the beautification.
I think it's March the 19th.
March the 19th. Okay. Well, look around, look in your, if it's in the news and views, they are still selling tickets, I believe, are they not, Gail?
It is, what it is, it's a card party. And it's $10 for the tickets. And then you can bring your own cards. They have tables set up for card tables all over the place.
The flyers are $15. What day? 19th.
March 19th, $15 for the ticket.
Mike, I thought that the Musketeers had reserved the hall on the 19th for their Christmas spring concert from 3 to 5.
I will have to go recheck that.
Please do. Because this was booked a year ago.
Well, we will get back to you. What I'll do is I'll ask the general manager to send out an email blast, and at the next meeting, I will also ask, my last meeting next month on the Tuesday morning. I can't read that from here.
It says March 19th from 11 to 4.
March?
Sunday from 11 to 4 on March 19th.
March 19th, 11 to 4, but we have to check. Mr. Mike is going to check on that. But anyway, it's $15, and what it is that you can bring your own cards. They have dominoes, and they have extra cards, and you can just play. You get a lunch, and I think there's a prize, also a door prize. And what it is, it's the Beautifications only fundraiser. We ask for donations all year. Sometimes we get them, sometimes we don't. But just the mulch alone is about $1,600 this year for us to mulch the front up here and some of the beds that we're still holding on to. And this is for Brookridge. This isn't for us, it's for Brookridge. They're all volunteers. When you see them out there with their yellow jackets, their yellow things on, it's Brookridge. And just say hello, thank you, when you see them. I know a great many of you are doing that, so they really appreciate just being thanked. But yeah, I wish you'd come so that we can have a successful year. Thank you.
Gail. Thank you. I have a couple request forms. Lauren Williams. Lauren, can you come up?
Good evening, Lauren Williams, Zone 6, I think. Anyway, what I'm here for today is the men's club fundraisers that you allowed us to have this February. We finally got them going, and I appreciate that. Both events were successful in what they did. Unfortunately, the breakfast was also a failure in the fact that we had to turn a lot of people away because we didn't plan for a lot of the people that came up, and I want to apologize for that. I've been listening to comments from a lot of people, suggestions, and since it takes 2 months to get to the news and views to get things corrected, I'm here to let you know that we are selling tickets for the breakfast on March 18th, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, as well as tickets for the horse races, which the next one is March 8th. Here at the clubhouse from 9 to 11 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We will be cutting off the sale for the breakfast on March 10th. That's 1 week before the breakfast. We're gonna sell as much as we can. Please come up and buy your tickets. But that way I can sell, if we can sell 300, we can sell 300, and then I can go to our vendor and tell them this is how many meals I need. What we did before is I scheduled the meals, had the tickets made, and I really messed up on the count. And I apologize for that. I know one of my members was turned away, our president was turned away, as well as a lot of other people that I know. So I feel bad about that, and I want to correct it. So we will be selling them Tuesdays and Thursdays. I already started yesterday. I have people going to be up here tomorrow, and every Tuesday and Thursday until we're done with the events that we have going, hopefully through the beginning of May. And after that, we'll have to see what happens. But thank you for your patience, and we want to do the best we can for this community. I know our members love the community. You're all a bunch of great people, and we want people to get out and get to know each other. Thank you for your time.
How much are the tickets for?
Breakfast tickets are $8.
Thank you.
Laura, you have to realize that everybody comes to the breakfast.
Well, I base my numbers on our Christmas sales for breakfast, and I only sold 72 tickets. So that's what I was going from, and that was a wrong number to use.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Bigots was happy because they did a real good business with a lot of the Brookridge people. Okay, the next one, Debbie McMillan.
Debbie McMillan, Unit 7. No, I'm sorry, I live in 7. I don't know where the hell these people live. Anyway, my comment is about the upcoming election. I agree with Ken tabling some of this stuff because we have a new board coming aboard, but I do believe, no offense personally, to Duncan and Webster and who knows where Leo is, but I believe you people should, because I heard that they're pushing for Miss Webster to be president again. I don't know about you, but we've had enough of you all this year. We need to let the new people come in.
Take her mic away, because we do not disparage anybody in this community. That's just rude. Say it
No,
outside.
that's
No,
not rude, it's the truth.
it's rude. Not rude. Please take that away from her.
I believe part of our,
I'm
and
sorry.
I don't really care, hold on.
I am not the one that's rude. This place is trying to be kind. We are supposed to be a neighborhood. And how are we supposed to be a neighborhood when people keep doing things like that? It's like what? We do not disparage anybody.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in our governing documents, Gail, there is no campaigning here in Brookridge. So to stand up at a meeting and campaign for other people, I want you all to know that I've spent almost every day down at that office. Maybe I haven't done what you all thought I should have done. I've taken a lot of crap from a lot of people, but I kept right on doing it. And I want you also to understand that I care about this development. There's nothing that I would do to hurt. I am you. I live here. Why would I do something to hurt this place? We all should be saying to ourselves how lucky we are instead of waiting for 2 nights a month to come here and criticize the people that are working. And I am a volunteer. I have done it because I have the love of the people and the Brookridge. If you don't like me, I'm sorry. If you feel I haven't done what you all expected me to do, please, please, next year, go down and get your resume and run for the board. And you can sit up here and see what it's like. Donna Smith?
Hi, Donna Smith, Co-Unit 2. I want to applaud everybody that's working on the rules and the regulations. My concern, as a resident here, are we going to follow through with the rules? Because it seems, you mentioned, Anna, about speeding. I've noticed within the last couple weeks, like they came out at night, golf carts with some of the biggest flags on the back of them. I was walking, I actually got whiplashed from the flag in the back. And I understand it's fun, there's decorations everywhere, but necessity, I don't believe that should. I've looked in the rules and regulations to see if there is something regarding that. Gail, I'm talking to Anna here, okay? And I know everyone is working on the rules. Parking on the streets, houses that need some work. Other examples are rules. We have rules when we were children. We have to have rules as an adult. Come to the pool. I got a monitor that works her butt off trying to keep things organized. And again, if you don't like this community and you don't like the rules, please, my dad would say, don't let the door hit you. Yeah. So I hope that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your comments. And, okay, please do, Gail.
You know, I totally agree with you about the flags. There is, in our state statutes, there is a rule against having political stuff underneath American flags. And 2 years ago, when I brought it up, it was turned down. I'm hoping that the new board will bring this up again. So I agree with you totally on that.
I was just given some information. I don't think you expect me to comment to this. Okay, you want to, Linda, come on up.
Linda Walls, Unit 4. Okay, we got the audit back, and I picked up a copy. I took the time to compare the 21 audit to the 20 audit. I've given you exhibits and Carol. Exhibit A, if you will look under Public Works and Facilities, you'll see that facilities was $272,800. $864. Public Works was $232,861. You go to the 21 audit, Exhibit B, and if you look at facilities and Public Works, the figures are identical to the 2020 audit. Yes, and it took this accountant a year, and it cost the residents in here $10,250 for an incorrect audit. That's just one mistake. There are several mistakes, and I'm not an accountant. I'm just a general bookkeeper, and I found the mistakes. The reserve account figures are wrong.
I held that audit up until, for as long as I could hold it up, asking and calling out for questions I had. And I never seemed to get any answers from them.
Do we have somebody to do our audit for 2022? And hopefully not this company?
It will not be this company. We have a couple in mind right now that we will be researching.
Because okay, another thing, the interest, it shows two different amounts in the audit. One was for $11,546 on the reserves, and another place it says $15,540. With the reports I get from the BCPO, the correct amount should have been $15,540.48. And then I just requested an interest report for 2022 for the reserve accounts, and the report came back $348.47. Okay.
Can I make a suggestion that, before we get into too many more numbers, that if she has your questions, that they work in that next month, at the next meeting, it'll be under unfinished business. That's the way it should be.
Okay. One more thing. News and Views, almost $8,000 for printing in February.
All right, you need to give those to her because your time is up. We want to be respectful of the time.
I know.
But no, wait a minute. I've already said, you'll turn them in, and we will try to make sure, we'll ask the president to make sure it's on the agenda for the first Tuesday meeting, which is the next meeting. Because that's what unfinished business should be. Because everybody should have the right to know that information. I'm a board member.
She's
I'm a board
everything.
member.
Beverly?
Barry has a question.
Beverly F. Sign Unit 6. First of all, thank you to the board for all your work you did this year. It's appreciated. My other question is mostly for Carol. How do they handle people coming in for nurses and physical therapists? There's a lady that I take care of, and she's not capable of having gait century.
Does she have a home health person? Because I can talk to you about this after the meeting if you want. If she has a home health person, then their badge gets, they take a picture of the badge so they're allowed to go to their house.
Oh, very good. Okay, so there's no question, they can always come in to take care of her.
Yeah, because they have a special, what do I want to say, drop down for home health care, and their badges are taking pictures so they know that they're the right person.
Very good, thank you.
Gil?
Good evening. Gil Lanto, Unit 4. I'm here under the Vet Committee, the Veterans Committee. Two things I want to make sure people understand that this Veteran Committee is not only for Vietnam veterans, it's for Korean veterans, for World War II, it's for Afghanistan, it's for all veterans. Anybody identified as a veteran, please use us as your committee. This is why we're here. We're here to help you out. On the 20th of March, we're going to have the Guidance Program, which the 708 did, both Pedro and Jose will come to present it. So please, people, take time at 10 a.m. in the morning, bring your coffee and bring your interest, and let's have a full house here to do this. We need to get this Veterans Committee going. We have other things. I know the Veterans Committee, we're responsible for Toys R Us. We also we already started getting ready for Memorial Day. And then we got Veterans Day after. If you look on the bulletin board, you'll see a flyer that I put up there today for March 20th. And the other thing is, I'm also here as the RV compound. The RV compound is some unfinished business. We're going to put up the screening along the fence on the back side. Already been ordered. We're going to put that up within the next month or so. Everything else is basically taken care of. So, any questions, please call me.
Thank you, Gil, and thanks to your Veterans Committee for all the work you do behind the scenes. Is there anyone else? Thomas?
Thomas Fryman, Unit 2. I in no way want to be disrespectful or make any accusations, but I have some things that I'd like to talk about. Tracy is going to be doing the Traffic Safety Committee. For years, we've been hearing multiple complaints about speed, golf carts, and several other things. I've already spoken with Tracy, and we both feel we've heard enough. And it's time to take action. It's time to quit ignoring the issue and address it. As far as the gate entry goes, I've had some situations with that. We had a town hall meeting that was presented from a representative from Gate Entry on how the program works, what the options are in the program, and how to work the program. I'm sorry, Carol, but I heard you say some things that were not in the program, variances of the program. I have researched the program. I've gathered a lot of information on the program, and if there's any way that I can assist and be part of the solution to get the program running the way it's designed, I'm more than glad to help. On February 7th, I submitted a complaint. I received part of the information. I would like to resubmit the complaint to you this evening to finalize the other parts of the complaint. The last thing is, our governing documents do have an area of code of conduct. Code of conduct. I feel this evening there was a violation, and I feel action needs to be taken, and a violation needs to be written. It's in the rules and regulations. If I remember, it's under C2, something like that. It's in there. There's discussion on the conduct, and then when you go to the violation section, there is information on how to handle the violation and what the violation is. And I think it's about time we start utilizing that in these meetings. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas. Mary?
Mary Story, Unit 6. My question basically is for Carol. My question is for you. So according to Gate Century, it must be Gate Century night, we're paying $650 per month. I'm asking if you can look into these charges, because in the October 7th, we were billed and paid $19.50. They're billing us on a 3-month period. In December, 2 months later, we were billed and paid $19.50 again. So now we're up to 6 months within 2 months. January's transaction by vendors showed we just received another bill for $19.50. So can someone look into why we're paying so much for the Gate Century, since it's supposed to be $650 a month, please? Thank you. The next item is we put an order in with Accurate Electronics for 1,000 barcodes on November 15th. December 7th, they were only able to ship us 200 because they were back ordered. They charged us $35 shipping. December 30th, they sent us another 400, charged us $35 shipping again. January, they shipped us the last 400 and charged us $35 again. Did anybody ask them if they'll waive this since it was their issue that they were back ordered? We ordered 1,000 in one shot. They couldn't provide us with the amount. Why are we picking up the extra shipping? Can that be looked into? I mean, $70 here, $100 here, eventually it all can add up to money. Last item, the gas bills. My understanding is we only have one Sam's card that is used for gas and one Sunoco card that is used for gas. Well, looking at the October bills, since I finally got them, there only comes to approximately, Sam's Club has $228 in charges, and Sunoco, I think, had $64. The profit and loss statement says we used $900 in gas. Where is the other gas being charged to? It's a difference of $600. If it's not showing up on Sam's and it's not showing up on Sunoco, where is it showing up, please? Can someone get that information for us and get back to us? The other question I have is for the Sam's Club is, whose name is the Sam's Club charge card in? Is it a Brookridge name? Then why does a former employee's residence name appear on the bill, on the statement? Above the address for Brookridge, there is whiteout of somebody's name, and I have it here, that shows a former employee's name is on that statement. Shouldn't the account be made out to Brookridge? Because where the address is, it does not say Brookridge Community. And I'll be happy to show you the employee that it's showing. Because if that's the case, then that employee, or anybody whose name would be on there other than Brookridge, would have the opportunity to get the cash back. Just by going in there, using that card, and paying with their own card, they can get the cash back. Because we use our Sam's Club just for membership, our charge card, and pay with another, and we get our cash back. So truthfully, I think that we should check that the Sam's Club card is in Brookridge name only. Thank you.
We'll have your answers at the next meeting. However, Mary, I just want to make one comment. We have a credit card, debit card at Capital City Bank. And it was given to me the other day at the office, because it has Brookridge Community Property, and it had Larry Hoose's name on it. But the bank had blocked it, so they could no longer be used. I went to the bank and to talk to them about it. I asked them, could they just put Brookridge Community Property Owners on it? And they said they cannot do that. They put that on and also a name. So Debbie McMillan, here's to you. They said, we'll put your name on. And I said, no, don't do that, because I won't be the president next year, so you'll be happy. So I said, we will not renew that card until the new board takes over.
Okay, Anna, but I did check with Sam's Club, and it can be in Brookridge community only. It does not have to be in anybody's name, an employee's name, or anything else. It can be strictly Brookridge community. And they said as long as you authorize a person to use it, they will have the right to use it. The only time they would stop them if there was an issue, the account wasn't paid, it was expired or something like that. But our charge card can be and should be only in the Brookridge name. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Anyone else? Paul?
Paul Harrison, Unit 4. Favorite report, treasurer's report. And I gave you the months and the unaccounted balances that each month had at the previous meeting. Have you been able to look into it to see where this unaccounted money is? On the treasurer's report. I gave you like 7 months where there was unaccounted balances. I read them off, and this question is, have you been able to look into it?
I did reconcile accounts that Mary asked for several months ago. I don't know which ones you're asking for now. And you're talking about 7 months ago, Paul.
I'm not asking for any of what I read off at the last meeting. I read off July, August, September, October, November. I just went through December and January. And I read off, there were $33,891.22. July, unaccounted for, $180,963.81. August, $53,336.82.
Where are you getting that, Paul?
What?
Where are you getting that?
Right from the treasurer's report every month.
This report.
That report that comes out every month in the book. I took the exact figures from that report, and that's how I came up with the amounts that were unaccounted for. I took the closing balance, added in the income, subtracted the operating funds that were there, and the $45,700 last year that came out of the operating fund and was put into the reserve fund for the first 10 months of the year. And
yeah,
that's where I came up with the figures that didn't show they were correct.
All right.
And I just thought, did you have to look at, were you able to come up with why there's such big discrepancies?
I don't think there is a big discrepancy.
Oh, there is. Big discrepancies. What is the cost of the CPA costing us that we have? What's the cost of the CPA, Carol, a month? Or how are we paying them? Can you talk into the mic, please?
They do the reports quarterly, and I don't have that figure off the top of my head. You people come here, you throw numbers at us, you expect us to just know this information.
I throw numbers, and I expect, I've been doing this since September.
I don't have anything that you submitted, so
So you have no numbers on Like I said, he bills us quarterly. All right. Oh, yeah, what was the cost of reprinting the ballots? Carol?
No, no, every question should be gone to you, and then you will check with the manager. Nobody should be asking. No.
What was the cost of reprinting the ballots that were incorrect?
I don't know. I wasn't aware of it. I mean, I know that there's a reprinting. I know that it cost us $3,700 and something to print the first one. It probably was the same for the second one. Now, Paul, you have a list of questions. And
2 minutes up.
yes, if you want, just list them, not all the numbers, just list them. And let's see if we can get them for everybody at the next meeting.
Well, I've been trying to do that since September.
I know, but I'm asking you, so we can put on the unfinished business. And that's all we have time for.
Hey, Paul, can I say something, please? We've been having this discussion since 2015 in regards to our finances. Okay, for anybody to expect or extract an exact figure is virtually impossible. But we've been going through this. I've stood beside you and complained about the treasurer's report and the finances and stuff like that. We've been discussing this since 2015. Okay, they're trying to fix it.
I mean, it's very simple. You take the closing balance, you make it your opening balance. You add in your income, add in your expenses, and you have a closing balance. What is so
Your time
hard?
is up, Paul, thank you.
I know.
Is there anyone else? Thomas? Who else?
Thomas Furman, Unit 2. I have 2 suggestions. We hear a lot of complaints or questions of the board. The board are not computers. If you have a question, you should be coming to the meeting prepared with it in writing so that you can turn it in. They know exactly what you want to know, complete it, either give it back to you or answer it in the next meeting, as Gail mentioned, under an unfinished business. It needs to come in writing. So Paul, if you would have done it so many months ago, you probably would have had the answer by now. Don't mean to be rude, but that's kind of how things work. You got to create a paper trail.
The other alternative is email the general manager or myself if you have questions for this meeting, and maybe we can have an answer for them at the meeting. But whenever you just throw papers and expect us to draw, we have hundreds of accounts, hundreds. So if you give us, you say, well, one account, we can't decipher one account. It's not going to stick out. We have to go back, research it with the bookkeeper, and then come back with an answer. Maybe we're not as quick as you all think we want to be, but we're really doing the best we can. And we are a very, very, very solvent development. I want to tell you that right now.
Well, my comment basically was when you have a complicated question. Yes, there are going to be times when we can ask a simple question, and yes, you will have the answer. Second suggestion. We have been without several employees in the office since 2020. Carol mentioned at the last meeting that she was looking for a part-time individual to help out with the office administration. I don't mean to attack anyone on the unit reps, but they are part of the board. And I think maybe we should also look and see if there's any of those duties that they could possibly pick up. That could solve a lot of the things that people keep saying are not getting done, which would help out in the operation of the community and make things run smoothly. So it's just a suggestion, it's not an attack, but maybe we should look at utilizing that as well.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to close the meeting.
I second.
Wait, one thing, please.
I will allow Vince to come up. No, just Vince.
But
No, just Vince.
I have a question for Anna on the papers I just gave her in regards to the audit.
Okay, then you can come afterwards and talk to her.
No, I'm gonna ask it now. When you review that and Carol reviews it and you go back to the auditor, since there's mistakes like that, are you gonna ask for any kind of refund?
Let me review it. No, I can't answer that right now, thank you. Vince?
Mary, that is a good question. Linda, that is a good question.
Hello, everyone. Vince Peasley, Unit 3. I don't want to be disrespectful to anyone. Please, I really don't mean it in my bottom of my heart, okay? For probably 5 years now, I come to these Wednesday meetings, and no disrespect to anyone, okay? These meetings, this meeting tonight is a business meeting, okay? When they're making motions up here, the board speaks. We don't have a comment out here on a Wednesday night. This is not a workshop. With that said, it drags the meeting out to 8:30, okay? There's reasons why it's not like that, okay? Like I said, I don't mean to be disrespectful. When you have chaos going on in the meeting, it makes them all defensive, okay? And with them being defensive, doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help us, it doesn't help them. So, they're up here volunteering their time, they're trying to do the best job they can. If we don't like it, then we need to run for the board, as Anna said. But sometimes that doesn't work out to our favor. When people run for the board that don't belong on the board, okay? So, I'm sorry, but I don't know what to say. Thanks.
Thank you, Vince.
Yeah,
Okay, we have a motion.
Can I just make just a quick statement? One, the card party and the Music Gas concert will be on the same day. We've arranged it so that we will make a Superman change between one event to the next event. So,
Can we discuss this after the meeting, please? Okay, I have
that
a
was it. And then I just have one addition. Just for people who know, we've lost the Bright House contract, which gave us Channel 732. What we have figured out is how to put on YouTube, under the Brookridge calendar. We now have that calendar available up there. So you can watch it on YouTube, you can press K to pause it on any panel, and K to start it again. So I'm trying to get some of that stuff back to you guys that we've lost.
Thank you, Mike. I have a first and second to close adjourn the meeting. All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned, 8:30.